Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ivo, Tarek,
Good morning.
Nemza, Oliver. I hear you guys. I was just setting things up, and I hear you guys talking about different futures products, and yeah, please don't hesitate. I'm learning from you guys as well as far as those different products I've never traded. So I don't know if you guys want to share while I'm on here, that'd be great. And please don't hesitate don't be afraid to interrupt me, because I'm just so used to talking nonstop that you almost have to interrupt me. So here we go. Today is the 23rd. Things to know before the open. Starting to sound like a broken record. We're just waiting on what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump just sent a message a little while ago. I was just working on my computer, and it's not something I really want to get into, but basically saying that things are not they're not certain what's going on over there. So stock poised to pull back from record highs. That's what these guys are saying at Investopedia. Breaking news. I was looking that Iran infighting is between hardliners and moderates. So there's definitely some difficulties going on in the region. Tesla stock falls as company unveils new AI spending push. And then there's all kinds of rumors saying that Tesla is going to be picked up once SpaceX goes public, which is very interesting. Anybody who's a long-term investor in Tesla, I'm sure, is following that news. And that's about it for now. As far as the economic calendar is concerned, I'm just going to reload this just to make sure. So at 8:30, we had the initial jobless claims, and the market is open. Semiconductor 52-week high on semiconductor ON. And if you're trading the open, good luck. So the initial jobless claims came in at 8:30, and as far as S&P Global Manufacturing PMI in 14 minutes, so at 9:45, and also, well, these are pretty much the same thing. So services PMI in 15 minutes. Earnings scheduled for today, Thursday after the close. We've got INTC, could be very interesting for people that trade that. Please pardon all the triangles on my chart. I am trying to debug my pre-market high, pre-market low, yesterday high and yesterday low script over here, and as well as RVOL. If somebody is on DOS, if you could tell me what your RVOL is, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, it's changing depending on the chart right now, and it should not. So anyway, I'm still debugging this. I should have taken these lines out. Actually, give me a second, and I'm going to do it because they're going to be very distracting. Script. There you go, and so it should be off now. Yes, they are. There we go. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be looking at today on the 30-minute. Yesterday, we just, again, making new highs. We consolidated a bit here on the 30-minute. This was a fantastic breakout, and then it came down and retested. This was near the end of the day at 1500 or 3 p.m. But really good breakout, and then it did retest here on the 30-minute, consolidated here, and then broke out again. Today, I'm going to be seeing what happens with the first 30-minute candle, and then let's see what direction it wants to take. MES, I'll replace some of my trades from yesterday. I had one. I only took one trade, and it was a position error on my side. Still learning, so it's okay. It's only paper trading for now, as well as the combine from Top Step, which I am still playing around with and deciding whether I'm going to continue, just because I am basically just paper trading. But you know, for now, it's still there. I'm break even on it right now on the Top Step account. So similar price action yesterday with ES, but didn't break up above the all-time highs or the highs of the previous day. And again, this is what I'm going to be looking at once the first 30-minute candle closes. And I haven't looked at anything else because I have been working on this script. And if anybody's using this yesterday high PDC, et cetera, it is not working properly on the 24-hour. If we're using the RTH, it is working, and these levels are great. It's the 24-hour that is I'm needing to tweak, because it's getting its information from a previous day. So anyway, that's all I've got for now. And RVOL is not working properly right now. And that's just something that I'm working on my trading view here. I know other people use different levels, but I like to be able to have my own. So what else? What are you guys looking at?
Tesla's bopping around.
Yeah, I can imagine. Thanks for jumping in, Evil.
Hey,
yeah.
Gil.
Yeah.
It's not a percentage based, but if you want something similar to the DAS RVOL,
Yeah.
TradingView has an option called relative volume at time.
Is it in indicators?
Yes, it is.
Can your relative volume at time?
Yeah, and then if you set it to cumulative, is it on cumulative?
Calculation cumulative.
And the time frame should be daily. Does it say 1 day?
1 day, yeah.
And you can set the period to whatever you like. Like, do you want the 10-day average or the 20-day average? And so what all that does is basically tells you, based on the past 20 days of data, the volume right now is like 1.5 times or 2.5 times, etc.
Are you seeing a 1.5 or are you just gauging it because it's a histogram down? Whoops, whoa.
It should give you a number as well on the right-hand side.
Oh, okay, right there. Sorry. Yeah, the right now.
Whoa. Oh, nice. Tesla's rocketing. Holy, I'm sorry.
Does that look right? What's the relative volume on it?
Yeah, that's here. Hang on a second. I've got to give a couple of these as well. I don't know if Evo knew that he was on the mic. Yeah, that is helpful. Yeah, I enjoyed having the DOS one, and that's what I'm trying to reproduce here. But I was not aware of this one. So yeah, thank you for sharing. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah. Just for now, though, I'm going to. Why doesn't it? It comes down here. I'm just going to take it off the chart right now. I'm just going to hide this. Actually, I'll delete it and then I'll add it back in while I like the idea of this because it's a very quick calculation that you can see, and it seems to be working properly with Tesla right now. I don't know if somebody has DOS. It'd be great to be able to compare. Is RVOL? I'm assuming that RVOL is much higher than this on DOS right now, just because we did have earnings. And yesterday at the earnings, it just went up. And this was probably Elon talking during the conference call and sharing different information, and it just came back down. But it was ripping at the open there. And this could be an interesting rejection here. So this is something I'd be looking at, especially on the 5-minute. If it does close near the bottom here and then reject, we could be making lower lows. So interesting candle shaping up on Tesla. I don't know if there's anybody else looking at anything else. Evo, are you in a position in Tesla?
Yeah, I originally got in TSLL at 12.13, but I accidentally stopped out at around 12.25, but I jumped in again at around 12.36, and I'm already near 3R or 2R, so.
Yeah, and there's a gap here, so the market loves to close these gaps. So I don't know where your target is, but yeah, good trade.
Maybe if we're fortunate to get to 1290 on TSLL, we'll see. But I'm thinking I may want to take a partial here because I normally don't trade the 1-minute chart. And so we'll see here.
Yeah. Especially right at the open, right? But this,
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was holding, and then you got a really bullish candle here. I don't know if that was what was your entry?
My second entry was at 1236, a bit later.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, nice.
We're sort of at the end of a DeMark sequence on the 1-minute chart. We're 8 out of 9, so I'm trying to let this one play out.
I was doing a little bit of research here, and there is a DeMark. I don't know if you've ever seen the trading. Oh yeah, you have to subscribe to it. This is there is one available on TradingView. This one you have to subscribe to, but there are other ones I'm not familiar with, so I'm not going to start playing with these. But it does seem to be something proprietary to the platform that you're on, right? I think it's Thinkorswim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. I think it was built by TD Ameritrade.
Yeah.
Which is now Schwab, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Wow, this thing, Tesla keeps going. We got pretty good volume here. Yeah, I'm aiming for this 1290. Gosh, that would be phenomenal if it gets there. We'll see. I've already started taking little partials.
Thank you, Shane, for sending me the RVOLs. I just got that. So that was at 938. Okay, with that, they are pretty low. And Tesla, yeah, Tesla was more around 213. But with that, with the timestamp, I can go in and in replay, I can go play around. If you have the futures, Shane, even if it's just one like MNQ or MES, if you have it on DOS, that'd be great to see the RVOL with a timestamp, just so that I can troubleshoot. And I like, well, I was saying it earlier, I like having the RVOL up here because you can easily, and it's like I say, it's not working right now, but in DOS, anything under 80% RVOL, depending on the strategy, I like to see that there's participation in the markets. So that's why I'm trying to build this out here. And as far as the other levels, right now, the yesterday high, yeah, these levels are not working properly right now because I'm playing around with the script. But they're just good. PDC, yesterday high, yesterday low, pre-market high and pre-market low are good levels to have. Just as a general guideline, I don't necessarily trade off of them, but they're good for targets. Right? Did you get your 90? There seems to be a bit of a pullback here on TSLL. And I forgot to share my screen here. Right here.
And a steep pullback here.
There we go.
Damn it, I'm out. No.
Yeah, that's quite the pullback.
Damn. Look at that bullshit. I mean, that was a big pullback.
Yeah.
So I still made money, but you know, probably half of what I could have made.
Yeah. And look
But
at,
I'm always trying to stretch and hold out as long as I can. But
yeah,
that's
it's
life.
different strategies, right? There's, are you going to partial all the way and then, take some of those profits to be able to add right here because it is bouncing now off of S3 and very close to the 50% fib from the low, right? There's so many different strategies. So, yeah, that's why I'm working on something with futures that is mechanical and repeatable.
He's smart, man.
And you know what? If it can work like this morning, MNQ, let's look at this morning. Let's go to a 5-minute time frame and look at what it is I was looking at. From the open at 4 a.m., we started selling. And then we started buying. And ignore these. This was just me practicing with limit order, placing a limit order at the 50. And again, still all in sim. But eventually it's not going to be in sim and it's going to be fantastic. Shout out to Tony. He's working with me with making this mechanical. But look at what I saw was this drop here at 4 a.m. So I saw this on the Qs at 4 a.m. I wasn't up at 4 a.m., but when I got up, I saw that the Qs had dropped and then I found a bit of a bottom. So I went to MNQ and I drew this right here. So at 5:05, we started reversing. But then look at these wicks into the golden zone. And this is where I would have gone short with a stop here and aiming for 3R. Now, this one didn't work. But it did work for 1.29 or definitely 1R. So that is part of the data that I'm gathering right now. It's not, I mean, one of the models will be taking the 4 a.m. open. But for now, we're testing out different models with real RTH numbers. But there's often indecision or battle happening in the 50 to 61.8 area. So that's what I'm working on, slowly but surely. Well, it's not slowly, actually. We're working hard to try to gather all the that data that we're going to need.
I'm in long on the Nasdaq 2710, the MNQ.
2710. Wow.
Yes.
That's a nice entry.
I took it, it failed twice, and on the third time it started working. It was pretty choppy, but I saw it on the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes. It's a break and retest.
Break of this level here. Let's right, this level, this is a general level here, but you can tell with this big candle here, that's the break, and then the retest with these massive wicks here.
Yeah.
So that's, for me, that's what keeps me out of it, just because it's, unless it was a swing trade, this is difficult to put a stop on there. But yeah, if you can get a good entry. I don't like that we're approaching pre-market high, as well as what this is considering yesterday's high, because it stops at 4 p.m. So the high of 4 p.m. is right around here. So this area will be a very interesting area, for a possible rejection, or it might just reject this area, bounce back, and then continue up. So this is an area I want to pay attention to.
Yeah, I'm looking at that 27,940, 100, this level, and I just have one contract left. So if it can break it, I'll be looking for 120.
Yeah.
But if I start seeing sellers coming in, that's it.
Yeah.
No.
You playing around with PDC, and again, PDC here is being calculated at 4 p.m. Right, so that's where this PDC line is. It might be different on your platform, but this is the one that I'm programming, and I'm taking it from the 4 p.m. right, and in the 24. Actually, that's something I need to change. When using the 24-hour session, I might use the 5 p.m. Close. But then again, I like the 4 p.m. because that's where the volume is. So still tweaking a lot of things here. The system's going to be incredible once everything's finished. And what is gold doing? I don't remember what I was going to talk about as far as what worked and what didn't work. What didn't work was this was a position error. It did go in my direction. The M2K Golden Zone at 10:18. M2K Golden Zone yesterday. So starting the fib at the open, right? The high of the open or the swing high, and then swing low. Here, let's go to replay. Bring it here. There you go. So this is one that I was looking at. I started the fib here. Let's just redraw it. There you go. So starting here, and at this point in time, this was the low. This entry and what I'm testing out again with the help of Tony is the possibility of having a limit order. Once you put this down, and you can see that we are getting higher here and breaking the structure, what you would have assumed would be resistance right here. Once we break out of it, you can tell that this is the right position, but then you can put a limit order over here with a stop at the 61.8 or just above the 61.8, which we figured would be the 0.68 stop over here. But if you're doing it mechanically, which is the way that I'm doing it right now, I'll just go to the 2-minute and zoom in. So this is where it touched on the 5. So this is where I switch over to the 2. I want to see a 2-minute wicked candle. Oh, I need to change something on here. My interval. Yeah, I want it to be 2-minute. Okay. So there you go. There was a break. So this would not have been the ideal entry because the entry candle here is an indecision candle. But if you enter right when you start seeing the selling, maybe even right around below this wick over here with the stop above the previous wicks right over here. Let's put it to 3R or close to it. And let's extend it. Let's go to the 5 just so that we're not waiting all day. And there you go. So the 3R was hit again on the initial model that we're using right now is the swing high to swing low or swing low to swing high. Anybody has any input on this? I know that there's a lot of people that are trading this right now. I know that Amal uses this a lot, but he's on break right now. So yeah, anybody who wants to pitch in to what it is that we're trying to build out here. What I'm trying to build out is just certain mechanical rules. And NVT, there was another one that worked, but I'm not going to talk about that one. The MES. MES was a golden zone long at 11:54. Let's go to a 5-minute. Take this out. Golden Zone long at 11.54. That did not work. So again, this is the fib, swing low to swing high. It really started to chop in here and never gave a real entry. But I saw on the tape, I don't remember, I think I was on the 2-minute. It looked like it could work. So I put it in. Put it in with the wrong size, actually. Went along with a little bit too many contracts, so I got out of it before. But anyway, this just goes to show that they don't always work. And unfortunately for me, this is one that I actually took live, live in a prop firm, so it's still, you know, paper trading. So anyway, there you go. Full disclosure, that one didn't work. It didn't work, but it also wasn't the perfect model. There's a lot of chop in this area, and that's not what you want to see. What you want to see is that the area is rejected. And that will be in the written rules. If anybody's interested in getting those rules once everything's completed, please reach out, let me know. And I don't mind sharing this stuff with the people in the room. Thank you, Shane, for saying that you don't have the futures data. I can always reach out. I think Zach and Zach will be having his webinar tonight at 9 p.m. So I might ask him later on. I'll see tonight if he uses DAS with the futures, and if so, then while I'm working on my RVOL script here, I might ask him. Eric, how is that? How is that MNQ long? That was quite the wick here.
Yeah, I went out from the top.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I couldn't push beyond 2,700.
Yeah.
I took it off at 27.89.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
27.10, 89, 79-point move.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Good for you. Nice
Yeah.
trade. Nice trade if it follows, you know, obviously if it follows your rules and proper sizing and risk control and everything. That's great. Surprised you on MNQ, not gold, but this gold has just been choppy mess.
I don't like gold this morning, honestly, because on the bigger time frames, on the 4 hours, it's still looking bearish for me.
Yeah.
Unless this 4-hour candles close bullish like that, okay, we can discuss a reversal and a double bottom.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not very comfortable going long on gold now.
Yeah. Do you ever go short?
I'm a short bias trader.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard you say that before. Yeah. There's a lot of these levels right here. And again, they're not working properly. They're working, but they're not at the right place, right? Yesterday's high for this one is actually 2 days ago's high, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, these there's a lot of friction in this area over here. And these pivots are really narrow too. So interesting.
Yeah. So I'm just waiting to see if it will set up something on the short side. I can take it, but now looking at the 30 minutes, it's bullish unless it goes under 47.35.
47.55.
It's under that, so it will be like a break and retest or something.
Yeah.
So
On the 30-minute, we've put in a few bullish fair value gaps here. So I don't like that there's no room to the left for the break and retest for me. Yeah, it definitely looks, if you look on the higher time frame, it looks like it's got a bottom and a bottom here. So this could be considered a double bottom. But again, I personally don't like it just because there's no room to the left. We've been here. If you're going long, there's all kinds of resistance over here.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if we were up around this area and breaking up, then right, you look left and there's smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Right.
I was telling the guys earlier, Oliver and Hamza, we were talking, and I don't really like anything this morning.
Yeah. Neither do. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Tarek. I feel the same way. I've felt the same way since February 28th. There was a
different traders have different things. I've been the best. My best month, Jan and Feb, I struggled, but after that, starting from end of Feb, things started going really well in my direction. But for today, it's very confusing. Very confusing. Are we going up? Are we going down? Bigger time frames, especially on gold.
Yeah.
It's short. It's going short. We're at all-time highs. Are we going to pull back on the Nasdaq and the ES?
Yeah. Yeah, very difficult to tell. And I was telling one of my students, I'm really looking forward to the day that, tweets and just news events don't just shake out the market. There was a time where, the market just put in these nice fractal patterns and, was much easier to read. And like this. Well, how the heck do you trade this was on fake news, by the way, yesterday. I don't know if anybody was looking at the market at 8 p.m. Anybody see this? 8 p.m. Eastern yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
There was, from what I read online, there was some fake headline that things were absolutely escalating and something had happened in Iran. And the market, and very shortly after, it was shared that it wasn't true. It was just somebody put in a fake news. So I don't know who it is. Anybody has, a large account. This is absolute manipulation, right? Can you imagine having access to being able to post something like that and shorting the market here and loading up and shorting here? But this was just on a tweet or a truth, or I don't know what platform it was, and I don't have the details, but that's the environment we're in right now. Can you imagine the how you get destroyed if your stop doesn't get filled?
Yeah.
It's scary stuff. These massive moves are scary. Unless you're on the right side of it and you're paying attention, then they're great.
Yeah, it's so news driven, and that's why I've reconsidered going back to looking at 1 minute charts, because it's like a 5-minute candle, it's like a 15-minute candle. Some of the moves are really big. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Evo. It's things are difficult. They're different, but you know what? Everything's experience. So when you look at this long enough, you can chalk this up as experience. As long as you don't get destroyed, as long as you don't get discouraged, yeah, this can just be considered experience. Omar was saying that the opening 30-minute candle let's go over here. The opening 30-minute candle here was very interesting on M2K, and I wish I had seen it sooner. Not that I would have necessarily taken that position, but that is my Kangaroo Tail entry for a short. I traded on the 5-minute, especially on equities. I haven't taken any on futures yet, because on the 5-minute Kangaroo Tail doesn't happen often in futures. It happens quite a lot in equities, but this is definitely a rejection candle, right? We tried to push up, right? We opened here, pushed up, then came and closed down. But if this closes as this candle here, then it's impossible to tell what's going to happen here, because this seems to be, and again, it's that was the first one. Yeah, we still have 25 minutes before this one closes. But if it were to close right now, then this is the opposite. This would be an entry, especially if it closed green right around here. But thanks for sharing that, Omar. That's a really bearish candle, especially that it broke down below very shortly after it opened. And there's almost no wick to the top here. So taking a short here, just for the fun of it, let's look at a short, right, with your stop, somewhat of a tight stop, right? If it's happening really quickly, you can have a tight stop. And where's the wick? Right there at 27.8750 area. Right around there, that would have been a 5.9 hour trade, right? If it's in your trade book, right? If this is the type of trade that you would take. This is my 5-minute, Kangaroo Tail, but I don't like that 1, 2, 3, 4 only on the 5th candle. So 25 minutes later, near the close of the half hour, is where we started breaking down below it. Right, so according to my trade book, I would not have taken this trade. But my trade book is completely changing now that I'm getting back into futures. What's going on with TSLL? Oh, wow, it gave everything back.
It's kind of like the market, you know. I look at the last 5-minute candle and the spine, the Qs.
Yeah,
you know, they did a complete round robin, and same thing with AMD, Tesla. I'm also looking at HIMS. HIMS has done almost a complete retracement from its pre-market rally here, and SMCI too.
wow, look at that.
Looking at that as well.
Yeah.
NVTS as well. Those are kind of my watch list for the day. But
What was the one right before? After
NVTS.
NDTS.
Nevada Semiconductor.
Am I spelling it okay? N as in November?
Yeah, November.
Tango Sierra?
Yeah, V is in variable, Tango Sierra.
Okay.
Victor.
NDVS.
NVTS.
NVTS. November Victor Tango Sierra. There we go. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Did somebody write it? No. Here we go. Yes.
I'm looking at HIMS too. HIMS is at 2886. It's sort of approaching. It's the 2840 level. I'm going to be very interested to see what happens there, because that was the start of the move in the pre-market. So
would you be interested in taking it back long? Is that what you're saying? You'd be interested?
Yeah. You know, if I see the pattern that I'm looking for here, that would be good, because if you look to the left, there's a whole lot of room to go. But I don't know, with the way the markets are moving right now, looks like they're maybe wanting to flip red because I see a double top on the SPY and on the Qs. You see that too?
Let me go to the SPY. If we're taking pre-market data
Yeah.
to the picture,
Yep.
let's go to 5. Yeah.
But we have on the SPY, at least it looks, you can draw an increasing wedge in the bottom. We have higher lows, so we're sort of in a double top and a higher low formation.
Yeah.
So, it just needs a little more time to percolate to let us know what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Are you getting that too, or? It looks like AMD wants to test its session high right now.
See, this is putting in the 15-minute. This was similar to the M2K candle, right? This was a 15-minute. I like that the wick took out liquidity above the pre-market high, right? And then just pushed down. But then at S3, which in a higher range, S3 is a buying level. This is where it wicked down and started moving up. As far as fibs are concerned, it's very difficult to tell right now which direction to go. Right? You've got your swing high here to the swing low, but very, very tight range. So for me, I'd stay away from this right now, which is likely what I will do today. And I won't be there tomorrow. I posted something in the chat, in the announcements, that I am not available tomorrow. So if I forget to say it later, have a great weekend, and I'll be back on Monday. If anybody else is interested in like you guys, I know that that before I come on at 9:30, a lot of you guys are on the mic, and obviously you know that the room is available. Yes, gold, MCL. MCL, this was another example of, this was an example of a limit order that I'm testing out here. I'll share it here. Let's go back to yesterday. So from the swing low, here, let's replay. That way we get rid of all this stuff. Start new. Go over here on the 5. Let's remove this. Let's remove that and remove that. There you go. So from the open, the New York open session, if you draw a fib from here to the area where it started reversing, it came down and just kissed the 50% and then took off from there. Absolutely no entry given on this time frame, but did it give a second entry? I don't even remember if this one worked, but it was just interesting to see that it just wicked down, touched to the 50, and then started moving up. So that was an interesting area. Oh, that was another time frame here that we were testing out.
I was considering a long on SMCI. Can I share my screen? But I didn't get in, but I want to share why I didn't get in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to finish what I was saying over here, because I said I didn't remember if it worked out. It did work out. So that what I'm testing out is an entry at the 50, and possibly if I make it mechanical, it's going to be a limit entry. So a limit entry as soon as it touches here with a stop at the 61.8 or just beyond 61.8. and then aiming for 3R. So aiming for 3, which would have been right around there. It almost gave it to you right away, but and this is something that I necessarily wouldn't be a huge fan of. I don't like holding positions, but just in after hours. And this was that massive news wick, right? That fake news volume here and the big wick on supposed escalation in the Middle East. And then very shortly after, it was proven that it wasn't real. And it just came right back to where it was. But can you imagine how much money was made and lost in these wicks? Incredible.
What chart is that?
This is a CL, oil.
A 5-minute chart?
That's a 5-minute chart on CL, yeah. So the information started coming in, you can assume, at 8:05 and spiked up, and then more people, that news was being shared at 2010, and then at 2015 it spiked up here. Can you imagine the people that were just getting in long right over here, and then oop, it's not true, and right away it came right back to where it started. So that's, I do not trade the news. Yes, I do have Trump's Truth Social account on my phone, just because I'd like an explanation for this. And the first thing I did at 8 p.m. when I saw this was I looked at my phone to see if Trump had tweeted something, and he had not. But I don't know if anybody was following this last night. It was interesting. I went on X and found some accounts that were saying, yeah, it was fake news. Just
wow.
complete manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Ivo, you said you were going to share your screen.
It's all good. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah. Forgot. Let me see. There's a present now. Okay. By the way, HIMS is getting really close to that level I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's not allowing me to take over. That's weird.
What if I stop presenting? Actually, yeah, usually we don't have a problem. You just start presenting. What does it say?
This will let you ready to present or present now, and then nothing happens. That's weird. I'm gonna disconnect or reconnect. Maybe that'll do something.
Okay, and if not, let me know and I can stop. He's disconnected already, so he won't hear me. Yeah, can you imagine going long Tesla?
Okay. See if I can do that.
Yeah, whoever went long Tesla over here, hopefully, and hopefully they took profit, because it's given it all back.
Yeah, I'm not able to take over, but that's okay.
What were you gonna? Were you
Like if
you're
okay,
talking-
yeah, like if you go to SMCI's chart on the 5-minute.
Hang on a second. SMCI 5-minute chart.
And this was kind of like my pop and curl pattern that I like to see if I want to take a trade above VWAP. If you throw a fib from the start of the session, low to the high of the session, then you had the pullback on these 3 red candles, and then you had a green doji, a spinning top close right at VWAP. That's right around the 50% line.
Yeah.
But the only reason I didn't get in is because the preceding candle that was red had an increase in volume.
Yeah.
If you look at the volume chart, and when I see that, no bueno, I ain't getting in. And I'm not crazy about that kind of a green candle formation either. I'd rather have like a hammer or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the sole reason why I did not enter into this trade, was because just that one volume indicator. Had I seen that big red candle, the last one, the consolidation, and the volume was way less, and the next green candle printed as it did, I would have gotten in. And I would have put my stop at the low of the green candle. That would have told me that's an anomaly. But the fact that we had a large red candle that closed right at VWAP with increasing selling. I'm like, no, I'm not taking it. That's all.
It's just a really good teaching point here. It's too bad you weren't able to share your screen, but I think I was following here with what you were saying, and I was
Yeah.
just going to add that over here. Whoa, that is one big line. Let's make this smaller. Come on, smaller dot. There you go. Erase and start over. So on this candle right here, that's the volume. We're declining again, lower volume. Declining again. Had the volume been lower here, you would have gone long.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have told me that would be an anomaly. That it would give me an idea that selling is probably exhausted. And then we had pretty good volume on that green doji spinning top that closed right at VWAP. But the fact that that last red candle in consolidation, you had a big red body and you had an increase in selling volume, that tells me the sellers are still in control. And if you look at the chart right now, they still are, because right now we're getting some selling pressure on this current green candle. And if you look at the 1 minute chart, I use a simple moving average. There's a 2706 level that's simple moving 50. So it is running into some resistance there right now. So yeah, that was my justification to not enter into that trade.
Great explanation. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. What time is it? 10:20. 10:20. Anybody else see anything? Let's take this out. All right, what do we got on MNQ? A lot of chop. Right, MNQ here, if we were to put a fib from the top to the bottom over here, I don't like all this chop, but for now, I would put a level, or sorry, an alert right at the 50 here. And this is where I'd start paying attention. See if ES is shaping up any better. ES is already retraced above, I think, or maybe this wick. Yeah, it wicked up to above the 61.8 here. Didn't close above it. So on MES here, it didn't close above it. But it would have to really start selling for me to be interested in taking this short. And especially now that it seems like it's going to close above it. Sorry, let me just draw something else here. From this low to the high. Yeah, there's room for a pullback. And then from this high to the low, let's move it over.
What do you look? What are you looking to go short?
I'm not looking at anything right now because I don't like that on a 5 minute. Let me just zoom in here. Instead of moving around, it's probably easier to do this. There you go. So that was a swing high. It took out liquidity from pre-market and started selling, but not violently. With using fibs, I really like seeing an impulse move, as in an obvious move, a fair value gap. There are no fair value gaps here. So by that, I mean there's no obvious direction right here. What I would be looking at is if this were the swing high, and I'm drawing it just for, yeah, that was PDC as well. So it came up rejected, then came down and wicked right up to this level here. Just put it so that it's pretty close to it. So what I'm looking at is the golden zone. So after this touch, we went into the golden zone, but now we're just hanging out in here. So this is no bueno, to borrow a famous trader's words. This is no bueno for me because you know what? It's not rejecting the 50% zone. That's the trade. It wicked into it, and some people might say if we make a new low here, and I'll say it too, if we make a low here, and it could be a violent drop back down to the lows. But the fact that it's hanging out in here proves to me that this zone, the 50 to 61.8, is not necessarily a strong resistance area. So honestly, at this point, I'd go bloop, delete, and just take it off my screen. Here we haven't touched into it yet, but we're really chopping around this area. So we'll see if it does come over here. What I want to see, and here, let me use my tool, my pen tool again. What I want to see is a candle that wicks into it and then closes around this area. And then you can tell, even maybe with added volume, and you can tell on the next candle, we start selling. Right? This shows me that this area is absolutely a selling area. And this is where this model works incredibly well. If you're patient enough to wait for this, actually being patient enough is not what I showed yesterday on MES. So let me go back to MES from yesterday. And I think I took it off, but let's redraw it. It was from the swing low to the high, right? I went long over here, I believe, but it had already gone into the zone. Then it retested the zone again, and I think it was on a 2-minute time frame. I was looking at the price action. Right. And it was around here, I think, that I went long, and it wasn't the proper. I mean, this was a very bullish candle, and I think it was here. I don't remember exactly where it was, but after it printed the high over here, it dipped into it in this area and played around in there, and then came back over here. So I was okay taking it. It could have worked, but it's not the ideal setup. So there you go. Just get rid of that. Get rid of that. Go back to the 5. And delete that. And go back here. Coming back to the double top question from earlier, right? We were using yesterday's high, or we were using, sorry, pre-market high from 805. If we were to come over here and reject again, then some people might call it a triple top, right? Coming from the low of pre-market going over here. But this could print a double top. And I might be looking at that double top rejection, but it would have to be a strong rejection. And I would prefer if it took out the liquidity from yesterday's high. This was after market hours yesterday, even though it prints black here. I don't know why TradingView does that. This gray part should start at 4 p.m., which is right here. So there's a tiny little area here that's black, which was after market hours or after 4 p.m. Right? it starts at the gray zone over here starts at 410. Not quite sure if anybody knows that. Please let me know. Yeah, there was a lot of chop there. For the fibs to work, you need it needs to be an obvious rejection. I'm pretty sure that's what Amal was sharing in his strategy. And right now, it's just there's a lot of big choppy mess. So nothing for me, and that's okay. I've got other stuff that I'm working on. I want to fix these levels and possibly the RVOL. And then also working on the strategy of backtesting the fib levels. So it is almost 10:30. I don't know if anybody else has something to share. I'm going to walk off. I'm going to keep looking at some of these levels. Gold, I'm not interested in. Oil, incredibly news driven. So not really interested. M2K seems to be the one that has been working better in the last few days. So M2K from right here to here. There you go. Again, no bueno. It's got into there and it closed above the 61.8. As soon as that happens, I delete it. It's not being respected, so I don't even want to have the drawing on my chart. And then there was MYM. I don't know if anybody trades this one. There you go. So this is the way that I do it. If this were the high, then I would set an alert right above the 50. And it could happen a couple hours from now. And then I'll come back, look at the chart, see if there's a rejection of this area for the continuation of the move up. So anyway, it's 10:30. Like I said, I can't be there tomorrow. So I'm going to say have a great weekend, everyone. I'm going to walk away now, and I'll be back on Monday.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Joe. Great seeing you.
Okay, cheers. Nice talking to you too. And everybody have a green day and a great weekend.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right. Cheers.